Call our meeting to order.
That was how everything's working here. I don't know if it's working here, so
I'm sorry.
I said I'm not sure if Angela can hear what's going on.
Okay. Hello, Angela. Can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
It worked.
All right. Okay. First of all, calling the meeting to order. Can we have a roll? Or no, first of all, we need to have a motion to allow a member to start who is not here for medical reasons.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. And all in favor of member to start joining our meeting?
Aye.
Okay. Aye. All right. That's done. Now can we have a roll call?
Chaplin,
Here.
Desart,
Here.
Hart, Ozog, Tornatori,
Sure.
Zay.
Here.
Okay. Do we have any public comment?
No.
Okay, and under Chairwoman's remarks, first of all, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Glad to be back, everybody. And I also want to make a comment about our action item number 13. I brought this up in our JPS meeting. I want to thank Chief Judge Popejoy for bringing us all in and keeping us all in the loop about what the plans were, the considerations under the Annex addition for the judiciary. So thank you to Chief Judge Popejoy. Now we'll move on to approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any comments, changes? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Now I move on to budget transfers. I move for approval of a budget transfer of $14,815 to cover the cost of overtime salaries necessary for staff coverage due to staff shortages, sick time, and vacation time.
Second.
Okay. Any comments, questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next, I move for approval of the claims report, payment of claims, public works, and facilities management. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second member Kaplan. Okay, all in favor of accepting the claims report?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, next we have an intergovernmental agreement. I move for approval of PWR 003322, a resolution intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the City of Darien for reporting and meter reading of both the counties and the City of Darien's water utility bi-monthly readings. Can I have a second?
I second.
Oh, second. Okay, second. Member Chaplin. Any comments, discussion about this item? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Professional services agreement. I move for approval of PWP 003622. Recommendation for the approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage, Illinois, and Burns and McDonnell for professional rate analysis services to conduct an independent rate study for the period January 11th, 2022 through November 30th, 2022 for public works for an amount not to exceed $44,100. I have a second from member Chaplin. Any comments or discussions about this item? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, we have a joint purchasing agreement. I move for approval of FMP 003722. Recommendation for the approval of a contract issued to Home Depot, doing business as Home Depot Pro, to furnish and deliver housekeeping supplies and cleaning chemicals as needed, for the county campus for facilities management for the period January 12, 2022 through October 31st, 2022, for a total contract amount not to exceed $90,000. Contract led pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Second.
Second member Chaplin. Any comments, discussion about this item? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next we have a bid award. I move for approval of PWP 003822. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Corin, Maine for meters installation AMI system and infrastructure for public works for the period January 18th, 2022 through December 31st, 2027 for a total contract amount not to exceed $1,749,712 per RFP 2078 PW and 2079 PW.
Second.
Okay. Any comments or discussions? Member Zay?
5 years, so that's how long you think it's gonna take to get the meters and install?
Yeah, it's, keep in mind that, we're doing this in conjunction with Lyle and Darien and Woodridge potentially out there too. So we're hopeful that they'll get it done a lot quicker than this, but this gives us time, there's notification, but we're very excited to finally move this project forward.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Okay, this motion passes. Thank you. I now
You
move
got
for,
COVID, that's
No,
fine.
I
Well,
haven't.
just move away from
Oh,
it.
wait, I'm sorry.
Step out.
Excuse me.
We're all going down.
the frog in your throat second this motion? Okay, and all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I next move, we look at bid renewals. I move for approval of a recommendation for the approval of a contract to Knox, Swan and Dog for geese control for DuPage County Campus for Facilities Management Grounds for the 2-year period, March 1st, 2022 through February 28th, 2024, for a total contract amount not to exceed $14,400 per lowest responsible bid.
Okay.
Okay,
Just for own geese only?
This is our
Well,
happiest
ducks and
contractor
herons.
that we have,
There you
I'll
go.
tell you right now.
It's a what?
This is our happiest contractor we have here at the county. That dog is the happiest thing ever when he goes out there and starts working with the geese.
okay, do we have a name for said dog?
I don't know, I think the dog maybe switches.
They're
but
border collies and oh my gosh.
They are
They
so
have the
excited to
greatest
get
job
here.
ever.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, chase them around, right?
And then they run back in the truck and they go to the next stop.
Wow.
As I've told
It's a
Nick,
humane
unfortunately, our
people.
number 2 vendor was Wild Goose Chase, and I always wanted that vendor to win. Someday they're gonna win the work.
Good question.
Madam Chair,
I'm sorry, Member Dessart.
thank you. I did have to ask, how are these geese controlled? Are they removed humanely? As an animal lover, I just wanted to ask.
They're actually, what the dog does is he just disrupts them so they leave our site. We don't do anything to the geese. They take off and he chases them until they fly away. I mean, it's just a regular occurrence so that he's a pest to them and until they leave. And so we don't remove the geese. I mean, they just take off on their own.
It's a herding dog. The dog tries to herd them, and with that activity, they take off.
Thank you.
Or he or she.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, so then like when they heard them, then they could come back the next hour.
They
right?
come back, but by doing this, the geese are less likely to stay and nest and do that. So by being pestered all the time, that's just the whole, and it's worked pretty good over the years.
We're still using swans, right?
We still have swans, yeah.
Yeah, because geese hate swans.
Yeah, we have the
And
swans.
I saw them herd them one year. I drove by and just caught them and have them taken out of the pond over
Yeah.
by parking. It's amazing how this guy herds the swans to take them out at the end of the year, and you ever been close to a swan, they are
Vicious.
And we
Yeah.
overwinter, we overwinter the swans, and then when they have babies, we have to the babies are relocated out there. And so, yeah, the swans are a constant here.
And I have to attest, my border collie, who's no longer with us, herded everything, including the mailman, mail person.
Yes.
So,
Like
At
I
any
said,
rate.
the happiest contractor we have.
okay. So all in favor?
I,
Okay, I now move for approval of FMP 003922, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Royal Pipe and Supply Company to furnish and deliver plumbing supplies by the specified manufacturers at discounted rates as needed for county facilities for the period February 24th, 2022 through February 23rd, 2023, for a total contract amount not to exceed $148,007.50 per lowest responsible bid.
Second,
Okay, I have a second from Member Zay. All in favor?
aye.
Thank you. I now move for approval of 2022-13, recommendation for the approval of a contract to ChemWise Ecological Pest Management Services for full service extermination and pest control services for 2 years as needed for county facilities for the period January 25th, 2022 through January 24th, 2024, for a total contract amount not to exceed $19,972 per lowest responsible bid.
Second,
Second, Mr. Zay. And any comments or questions about this item? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next I move on to approval of an action item. I move for approval at FIR 003422, resolution, approval of the use of Arpa funds in the amount of $5,400,000 for the Henry J. Hyde Judicial Office Facility Annex expansion. This is an ARPA item. Second from Member Chaplin. Any comments or discussions about this? And again, I do want to thank Chief Judge Popejoy. It was very informative and he brought everybody under the umbrella to know what was going on. So all in favor of this?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. And then informational, move to accept as information, HHSP 004022. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Convergent Technology to furnish and deliver materials for fire panel upgrades for the DuPage Care Center for the period January 12th, 2022 through November 30th, 2022 for a contract total not to exceed $136,788.86. Contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. And second? Second, Member Chaplin. Okay, any discussion about this? This is also an ARPA item. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And I move for approval now of FIR 003522, a resolution acceptance of the DuPage County Community Development Commission Agreement number CD 2115 in the amount of $1 million for the air handling unit replacement project at the DuPage Care Center.
Second.
Member Chaplin.
Question?
Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was just wondering, it does not say these are ARPA funds, but are these ARPA funds? It seems that it would fall under the ARPA umbrella.
It actually would fall under both. This is capital development block grant. We get traditionally $600,000 a year. We used to get 400,000. Now we get 600,000. We got an extra allocation, which is actually called CV, which is for coronavirus. So it has similar restrictions. We just moved around some CDBG because we can pull the trigger on this quicker at the request of Mary King's groups.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tim. And any other questions, Member Desart?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, all in favor of accepting this resolution?
Aye.
Thank you. Do we have any new old business today? Hearing none, any new business?
You received a handout just now. I apologize. Remember to start. I'll email this to you. We received an email from Jim McGuire a few weeks ago. They are proposing to have a Rib Fest activity at the fairgrounds. This would be from June 17th to the 20th. It's a Friday through a Monday. For those of you with a mystical experience, in order to get a gathering permit, there's a tremendous amount of information you have to submit. Once that information is submitted to the city of Wheaton, they will forward it to us. We will then review that, come up with questions to go back to Jim. Because this is kind of a unique activity, we're proposing this to come back to committee for guidance and directions to how you would like to address this. In the email, he estimates about 15,000 people a day. The fair average is 20,000 people a day. So they've handled groups of this size before. Keith Ricks is here as well for campus security. If you have any questions related to either Keith or facilities, they handle events of this magnitude annually, but because this is new and the size of it, staff is suggesting that committee give us some direction on this before any approvals happen. So we just want to inform you of what we know now. As we get more information, we will keep everyone informed. And then we will go back to Jim with direction that you give us, if that makes sense to the group.
And just so everybody knows, I mean, typically Tim and his group sign off on the individual events over at the fairgrounds. But this one was just so big that we just wanted the committee to be aware of it.
And do we have any time frame for approval from, have they submitted
His last, I talked to him last week. Unfortunately, most municipalities, I did gathering permits in King County for a few years. We don't like incomplete applications.
Right.
The last one he's waiting for is the vendor for the carnival.
Okay.
But that as you know, when you do that, that's important information. I mean, you need to know who everybody is. They need to know the history of the vendor, the carnival. There's all these pieces that come together for a review of this magnitude.
So you would anticipate that they should be.
He's hoping very, very soon.
So within probably this month.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And what Jim's motivation is some of the larger musical groups he wants to book, they need to book months in advance, and he can't book until he gets the permit from the city and approval from the county.
Okay,
And I can tell you from a staff standpoint, unless if there's concerns by the Public Works Committee, the city of Wheaton will pretty much take the lead role on this, and if they approve it, we don't necessarily have any objections, because we think that from a traffic standpoint, from everything, it would be fine, but it's just, we wanted to hear if there's any initial concerns by this group. Otherwise, if Wheaton approves it, we would probably recommend approval.
Member Hart.
Not necessarily concerned, but do we foresee this requiring any investment from our end?
We will likely, Keith and his team will likely have overtime, because with that many people, they're gonna use our campus for flow through. We'll probably have a bigger presence, not substantial, but it's one of those that we would be a component, because they will use our campus to drive through, and on the weekends, likely our parking facility on that end to park as well.
Member Zach.
Thanks. You know, when Naperville lost us, I think I brought forward on that this would be a good idea at the point to bring it to the fairgrounds. I think this is exactly the use that we want of the fairgrounds. I know it's with COVID and stuff, but I mean, again, this is a big event that would, you know, basically showcase, you know, DuPage County. So I'm in favor.
Was this held last year in Romeoville?
I think it was
Yeah.
Romeoville,
Yeah.
But they did hold it in 2020.
No, it was supposed to be in Romeoville, but they had to cancel it because of COVID.
Was canceled. Okay.
Yeah, they never did it.
2019 was the last year in Naperville.
We just asked a member Tornatori and I if they need special tasters to be for the public works liaisons.
I could join that group too.
You know, I had the a privilege of being a celebrity rib taster at Naperville's Rib Fest one year with Mayor Pradle, and I'm happy to volunteer for that as well.
I'm going to volunteer the entire committee and staff.
There we go.
You're the best, Chairwoman.
Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, we'll wait, and within the month, we should hear from the City of Wheaton. Member Chapman?
Thank you. So this does look like the same group that did this in Naperville. I was just wondering, do we have any solid numbers from how many people they had at their past events?
Per the email, they estimated 15,000.
So
Per
it's
day.
about the same.
Per day.
Correct.
Per day, right. So I was just wondering if you had like any historical data from the Naperville Rib Fest.
I'm assuming that that's where Jim got it was
Okay.
Yeah.
historical
Okay.
from there. We would expect him.
Correct.
And
He
that's
also,
the kind
in
of
his
thing
email, it'll come out to be also, in his email, it says a maximum of 15,000.
Yeah,
So
great.
I don't want to speculate here, but
Right.
one could speculate that they are saying that they could cap the gates.
Yeah, but it's the same group, so they have a good history.
Yeah. And the City of Wheaton will likely, they usually have big events like this, require that the fair utilize their officers for security, traffic control. So that'll be all part of Wheaton's permit.
And they're
And
working,
Jim did say it will be the fair staff that oversees, for example, parking, entrance, et cetera, because they know how they've done that for many years.
right, and they're working with the Exchange Club of Naperville, so it seems like it is the same group and it'll benefit the same people. So I think they'll probably have a really good turnout.
Okay, so we'll await a
Thank you.
permit from Wheaton, which should answer the vast majority of our questions. Okay,
And we'll likely, ask the impact, we'll likely help advertise on our digital signs out
Sure.
front and spread the word. So.
okay, so we all, I don't think we have no action, but we'll await this in the next 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully we'll have more information. Okay, any other discussion, any other new or old business? Hearing none, I move to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
I
You've all been appointed.
Assuming there'll be alcohol there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.